Dear students, very good morning. I once again welcome you to this video lessons presentation. I am Dr. Gopala Sudarshanam, Senior Assistant Professor of Commerce and Head Department of Commerce at Government Degree and PG College, Gajwel, Siddipet District. Today, we will learn and discuss about probability theory part 2, wherein we will learn some introduction on probability theory and very familiar terms and important terms that are used in probability theory. We also learn meaning, definition of permutations and combinations of probability theory and its formula and combinations formula, its elaboration and application we will learn, and we will also solve some illustrations of permutations and combinations. A few exercises were also given to you to solve on your own, and at the end we identify the usage of probability in our real life or day-to-day life. And what is probability? As we discussed in detail and learned very clearly in our previous session about the probability, that probability is a numerical description of how likely an event is to occur. See, when an event or an incident or occasion occurs, how can you represent it? Instead of a descriptive word or a qualitative term or abstractive term, you must represent it in the form of quantification. You should express it in a numerical form. So, to express and to connotate the numerical description of how likely an event is occur can be called as probability. For example, if in a particular place of a particular town, frequently accidents are taking place. If somebody asks how many accidents have been taken place during last month, if we can't say that so many, much, many, heavy, this kind of abstract terms we cannot use. Based on of our mathematical proportions and equations coupled with the observations and experience, we have to describe the occurrence of that event numerically in terms of quantification, so that we use one of the branches of mathematics, probability, in this case. Hence why in a brief connotation we can define probability as a numerical description of how likely an event is to occur. It makes how likely the proportion is true. If you make a statement, a particular statement as true, what is its proportion? Or if you make a statement, particular statement as a false, what is the likely the proportion of it? That should be also narrated with the help of probability theory, so that the probability is a number between 0 and 1. That must be understood and underlined by you all, that probability is always a number between 0 and 1. That's all. These two numbers can only be represented in the probability theory. So how it can be then? 0 indicates the impossibility, whereas 1 indicates the certainty. So in probability theory, we use the number between 0 and 1. 0 is an indicator of impossibility, whereas 1 is an indication of certainty of occurrence of a particular event. So as per as the study of probability, if a particular event's occurrence is impossible, we represent it as 0. And the happening of that particular event or outcome is certain, sure, then we represent it by 1. This is the essence of the probability theory. Finally, as we know, the probability is one of the branches of all mathematics. Yes. What are the very frequently used terms or vocabulary or concepts in probability theory? Remember, my dear students, the probability theory is simply said the study of chance of games. It can study the chance of games or chance of occurrence of an event, chance, possibility, certainty, otherwise impossibility, uncertainty. Such kind of things can be studied togetherly with the help of probability. Hence why the probability theory is very closely connected with the chance games. Tossing a coin, throwing a dice, and mixing the some colored balls and picking a girl, picking a ball and saying what is it, whether it is a blue color, red color, green color, what is the chance of bringing two color balls or two different color balls. Such things can be learned and can be done with the probability theory. And playing cards, the very familiar chance game is playing cards. Very frequently we go through with this playing of cards in probability theory. One must have more knowledge about these cards. Maybe these playing cards are very close to, and you might have seen in your day-to-day life when elders play it in for a time pass game, or even a clubs people used to play it. But unfortunately, some theory, some knowledge, and some jargon, technical or terminology associated with is not very familiar with all. So now with this presentation, you may come across such familiarity. And the other very important terms that we use and make some illustrations on is permutations and combinations. So now let us focus or throw brief light over each and every term of this. Tossing a coin. If you take a 1 rupee coin or 2 rupee coin, 5 rupee coin or 10 rupee coin, if you want to opt a particular to make an option between two persons, if both are ready to take option, then has to take it first. For that we used to make a toss and ask head or tail. So what is the probability of getting head when you toss a coin? As per the probability theory, P plus Q. P is success, Q is failure. Otherwise, P will be indicated with head, maybe head, or Q may be represented as tail. But how can you say it? But when you toss a coin, equally they have an option. But probability theory, out of experience, subjectivity, the way you toss and the height it go, based on it, some people can anticipate certainty of falling more heads or more tails. So that here, when you toss a coin, sometimes when there is a match between two countries of a cricket match, who has to bat first? If both are interested in batting first, umpire will go to toss a coin and ask them to choose anyone. One may say head, another may be tail. So what is the possibility of happening head or occurring tail? That can be studied here in this probability theory. Then dice game. It is very familiar game in ancient days or olden days, even now also. It's a mind game, in fact. And you need some knowledge over calculation, so that this dice game, dice is a small objective. Those are in small form. I can show you in the next slide the picture of the dice. That is a throwable object. You can throw it like this. You can throw it. Dice is a throwable object with marked sides. It will have 6 sides, marked sides that can rest in multiple positions. When you throw a die, it may take any position, isn't it? But what can be counted in the playing of a dice game, so that it will have a 6 faces. One side is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like this. Dots or holes will be printed on it. See, these dice games are used for generating random numbers, or commonly as part of tabletop games. So the table games also include the board games and role playing games. See, look at this slide. Okay, yeah, this is a dice. It will have 6 faces. Top, isn't it? Number 1 will be there, 2 will be there. See, left hand side, right hand side, bottom side, top side, up and down. So that can be printed with 6 numbers: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That way, by throwing the dice, they play the game. But the probability theory, with the help of the probability theory, what should be number expecting to get based on it? The energy you use, the speed you apply, the height you take, the movement you involve. Based on these things, the people with some knowledge of probability can assess what number will be thrown next time. Then different colored ball. Sometimes if you have a very different colored balls with you, and if you want to mix in a bag or a box and shuffle them, if you want to pick them up, what is the probability of getting that particular ball? If you want to pick the 2 balls, what is the probability of getting those 2 are blue? One is blue, one is red, or one is yellow, one is green. Likewise, to make a study and assess, anticipate those things, we can use probability theory. And playing cards, it's very, very important. You must know it. Everybody may be able to see playing cards, but the concepts associated with these playing cards is not maybe very clear to you all. So that look at the slide and find it. A deck of playing cards consists of 52 cards. Every packet of playing card consists with 52 cards. These 52 cards are further divided into 4 suits, 4 different categories of 13 cards each. Each category will have 13 cards. Likewise, we will divide them into 4 suits. What are the 4 suits? You can learn in coming slides. The card in each suit, that suit may be, see, just look at this slide. The right hand side I have taken a picture. Yeah. So those are 4 different, 2 red color, 2 black color are there, and shapes are different. So that what are those shapes and what are those colors named, that we will learn in coming slides. But remember, a deck or a packet of playing cards always consists 52 cards. Those 52 cards are broadly again divided into 4 types, 4 suits. Each suit will have 13 cards. These 13 cards starts with ace, means A, with the A letter. Then king, K, queen, Q, J, jock, and it can be represented as ace as, yeah. What is that? The number 1 or ace we will call it as. And king will be there, the 13th card we will call. And queen will be considered as 12 number. J can be considered as 11 number. And other numerics will be there like 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2. You may have a doubt, where is 1? 1 will be represented by ace, A. A will be taken as ace as well as 1. Then king, queen, jog. This is important, a competitive examination point of view. This is very important point. One must remember king, queen, and jog, simply called JQK, are called as face cards. Now let us go to see what are the four different suits. Four different suits are divided as, number one is black spades. See the shape of the spade, just reverse to the heart. All one, number 2, 3, 4 up to, and face cards J, Q, K, and A. All are completely with black color with reverse heart shape. That is called black spades. These are all togetherly how many? 13 cards you will have. Then black clubs. See, this is the shape of the club, small three circles, and again these are all completely in black color, but again these black clubs will be 13 cards, and numbers will be like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And face cards, what are the face cards? J, jock; Q, queen; K, queen; K, king; and A, ace. And it can be also represented as A also. So that this is black clubs. Then red hearts. It is in a heart shape. As it is a heart shape, they are called as hearts, and completely with red color. Again, these are called red hearts. They will be again 2 to 10 numbers: 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And face cards J, Q, K, and A. Then four suits of the fourth suit is red diamond. Those are in diamond shape. Similarly, it will also contains 13 cards, number 2 to 10, and face cards of 4, that is J, Q, K, and A. So that these are the four suits of each 13. So 13 into 4 is equal to 52. So a deck of playing cards will have 52 cards. They are divided into four suits. What are the four suits? I said black spade. First one is black spades. Second one is black clubs. Third one is red hearts. And fourth one is red diamonds. So in each part, in each segment, we will have 2 to 10 numbers, and alphabetically J, Q, K, A. Those are called face cards. Then the other important terms we came across in the study of probability theory is permutations and combinations. It is very important. Students generally get confused to make a difference between permutations and combinations. But now from this slide, I make a clear picture, that is what is permutation, what is combination, how they can be used in probability theory, what are the different formulas used, that we will learn easily. Now look at the left hand side of this slide where I have taken the heading permutations. What is permutations? Arrangement of object in a definite order. Simply said, if in a sentence, if it is in a phrase, it is said arrangement, order. If those two words are seen, simply you attribute it to the problem of permutation. So when certain things are given, to arrange them or arrangement of such objects in a definite order is called permutation. These arrangements are made without repetition of individual object. So you have to arrange those objects without repeating them. Position the different places, but they should not be repeated. And it is made to find out total number of ways an event can be performed. how many ways you can perform an event can be known with the help of permutation. When number is large, it is difficult and possibility to commit mistakes also. So in a permutations, when you want to make an arrangement, when you want to make an order, what happens? As the total number of items are small, less, arrangement will be made very easily. The objects can be arranged very easily. But if the number of items are large, big, then the arrangement of objects in an order may involve a kind of difficulty, and it may also possibility to correct the mistakes, commit the mistakes. So that the permutations, you remember that simply when you are asked to arrange the objects in an order, that is called arrangement. I mean permutations. And this permutation should be made without repeating the individual objects. I can get you one example. Like, like. How many letters are there in that word like? Like. Four letters are there in a word like. If I ask you to arrange two letter alphabetically, you make the order of two letters from that four letter word. How many ways you can arrange the objects? Then the number of items are, I mean, words, letters are four. But I'm arranging you to, asking you to arrange it with two alphabets like LIKE 4. I'm asking you to two letters arrangement. LI, one arrangement, one order. LK, another order. LE, another order. That's all. Next, with the I letter. IK, one order. IE, another order. And IL is another order. Similarly, if you start with K, KE, one order. KL, one order. And KI, another order. Similarly, with the E also. Like we can arrange. But if I take 10 to 12 letter word, is it easy to make an order, a definite order? Certainly no. It involves much difficulty and it is a very lengthy process manually doing. Then we depend on the formula. That is the beauty of probability theory. Similarly, let us see some theory part of combination, then we switch over to the problem. Combination means what? Permutation means arrangement of objects in a definite order. But combination means combining, grouping. When you make a group, then we apply the term combination. It refers to group, arrangement of objects irrespective of order. You need not to go through any order. In any way you can arrange them, but it has to make a group, a class. That is called combination. But remember, my friends, permutations are always greater than the combination. So the number of permutations will be more when you compare with the combinations. Then it is the formula used in probability theory to compute permutations and combinations. The left hand side have taken a formula of permutations and right hand side have taken the formula of combinations. One must be familiar with it. What is the formula of permutations? NPR is equal to n factorial by n minus r factorial. Okay, are you able to remember it? What is the formula for permutations? NPR is equal to n factorial by n minus r factorial. Now we have three alphabets here: small n, capital P, small r. What is small n? Total number of items. N is total number of items. P is permutation. P stands here permutation. Don't get confused as a probability. Here it is not probability. In this case, P stands for permutations. R is the order, the expected order you are arranging the objects. Similarly, look at the combinations. You may well understand when you jump into the illustration that you can find in the next slide after knowing a few about combinations. So combination can be applied with this formula. NCR is equal to n factorial by n minus r factorial into r factorial. Okay, are you able to catch it? The formula for combinations is NCR is equal to n factorial by n minus r factorial into r factorial. Just make a glance again toward the slide. The difference we can find between permutations and combinations, even the formula. Now let us go to illustrate one problem so that you can understand what is permutation, what is combination. First, let me explain a short problem on permutations. This is the problem I have written. Just look at it. If 4 items are to be arranged from a total of 15 items, what are the total number of ways it can be arranged? See, if the total items are 15, as I said in the previous example, that if there is a word with 15 alphabets, and if I ask you to arrange with 4 items each, what are the total number of ways it can be arranged? Now, taking a paper, pen, writing manually may involve much energy, lethargic process, and the difficulties may crept in, some mistakes may go on, so that now here we should apply a formula. What is the formula of permutation? NPR is equal, as I shown previously. How do you know it is a problem of permutation? When there is a word used, arranged, order, just we have to locate it as a permutation problem. So now tell me, what is the formula for computation of permutations? This is NPR is equal to n factorial by n minus factorial. Remember, here n is, small n is total number of items. P is permutation. R is items to be arranged. Number of items to be arranged. Now, for this problem, we will do like this. The total number of items are, as in the case of problem, 15 items. So, small n is 15. P is permutation, that is constant. And how we have to arrange? With 4 items. So that R is equal to 4. So NPR, N is 15, P constant, R 4. 15P4 is equal to, what is the formula? N factorial by N minus R factorial. So N is here 15. That is 15 factorial by 15 minus 4 factorial. So 15 factorial means 15 into 14 into 13 into 12 into 11 into 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 divided by 15 minus 4 factorial. What is 15 minus 4? 11 factorial. Just you write the 11 factorial way. That is 11 into 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So if we want to divide it, first cut the similar ones. So 11 into 10 to 1, 11 to 1, it will be denominator is cancelled with the numerator. So up to 11 above is cancelled, 1 to 11, and down is also cancelled. Now we left with the 15 into 14 into 13 into 12. So then 15 into 14 into 13 into 12 is equal to 32,760. So if I give you total number of 15 items and ask you arrange them with 4 items each. How many different ways we can arrange? We can arrange in 32,760 ways. Can we do it on white paper manually? We may, but a lengthy process, time consuming. As it is lengthy, possibility to commit mistakes. But if you apply the formula, it's a matter of 1 minute. Very easily you can solve it. Then take it the another problem. If 3 items are to be arranged from a total of 8 items, the total items n is 8, and you are expected to arrange them in 3 items. What are the total number of ways it can be arranged? Just look at the slide. Same formula. NPR is equal to n factorial by n minus r factorial. So if you substitute here, n is 8, p permutation, r is 3 is equal 8 factorial by 8 minus 3 factorial. So 8 factorial means 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 divided by 8 minus 3 factorial, that is 8 minus 3 is what? 5. 5 factorial is equal to 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. If we cancel 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 of denominator with the numerator of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then we will be left with 8, 7, 6. So 8 into 7 into 6 is equal 336. Therefore, the number of ways we can arrange total items of 8 with 3 objects are how much? 336 ways. This is about the permutation problem. Now here I have given you small exercise for you. 4 problems I have given: A, B, C, D. A 12P4, 10P2, 6 and 9P8. You solve yourself and test your knowledge. Then let me go to the combination. What I said, combination is grouping, making a class, isn't it? So that how you can combine, how you can make a group, make a class, that we can do when n items are provided. Just look at the slide. I got a small problem for you. A committee of 3 members has to be formed. They want to form a committee with 3 members from a total of 11 members. There are 11 members available. From that, picking 3 members, a committee want to be formed. In how many ways this can be done? There are 11 different persons. What is the combination? With whom you can combine the another one, and we will be joined with these two. This is very hectic job if you do manually. But want to arrange as a group of 3 members, a class of 3 members, team of 3 members. See, the team, committee, class, group, these words are used, then we can attribute it as a problem of combinations. So now here small n is 11, r is 3. Just substitute the value. But remember carefully, the formula will be changed in case of what? Combinations. What is that? NCR is equal n factorial by n minus r factorial into r factorial. So now you substitute the values of this problem into the formula. So what are the items here available? Total items are 11, and a committee should be formed with including 3 members. So the committee members should include the items. The including items are 3. That means r, small r is 3, small n is 11, and c is a combination constant. 11c3 is equal to 11 factorial by 11 minus 3 factorial into 3 factorial. Now just you derivate the things. 11 factorial is equal to 11 into 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 divided by 11 minus 3 means 8 factorial, that is 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 into 3 factorial, that is r factorial means 3 factorial, 3 into 2 into 1. So now 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 of denominator will be cancelled with the numerator of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we left with 11 into 10 into 9 by 3 into 2 into 1. Then 11 into 10 into 9 is equal 990, divided by 3 into 2 into 1 is equal 6. When we divide, we will get 165. If from the total of 11 members, you want to make a committee with 3 members, how many ways you can constitute a group or a class, a committee? 165 ways you can arrange, right? Similarly, look at this problem. One more problem I got for you. A committee of 5 members has to be formed from a total of 9 members. So there are 9 members available, from which choosing 5 members, you have to constitute a committee. Which 5 we have to choose? For example, the total persons available 9 are like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. 9 members are available. Now you have to form a committee. In that committee, it has be composed with 5 members. How you will take 5? Either it is A, B, C, D, E, or A, B, D, E, F, or A, C, B, E, F. How can you? So now if you go and do this out of repetition manually, you may commit some mistakes. Then we will apply a probability formula, mathematical approach. The formula, as you know, the formula for combination is NCR is equal n factorial by n minus r factorial into r factorial. So you substitute the given values of total members available are 9. To form a committee, you have to choose 5. To substitute them, n is equal to 9, small r is equal to 5, just substitute the value. So 9c5 is equal 9 factorial by 9 minus 5 factorial into 5 factorial. Then 9 factorial is equal 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 divided by 9 minus 5 factorial means 4 factorial, that is 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 into 5 factorial, 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So as above is 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So from 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 will be cancelled by the denominator of 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Then we will left with 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 divided by 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Then 3024 divided by 24, we will get 120. To form a committee, to organize a committee with 5 members of total available 9 members, how many ways you can constitute a committee? 126 combinations, 126 ways you can arrange the committee. For the same combination also, I got some exercise problem for you. Just look at the slide and get it. Calculate 5c2, 11c6, 9c4, 16c2. If you solve these problems, check your understanding abilities of its permutation exercise and combination exercise. You may get thorough yourself on it. These are also a few other practice problems. Those are calculate 6p3, 12p7 and 15p9, say by applying the formula of NPR. NPR is equal to n factorial by n minus r factorial. The second one is 11c5 and 2020c1. This is a combination problem. Third one is a word form I gave. Find the number of ways in which 2 colors can be selected from a rainbow. And fourth one is locate the number of ways in which 3 toys can be distributed to 3 children. Some hint I have given. For third problem, it is a combination, and fourth one is it is the permutation way. Now let us see, finally come to the point. What is the use of probability in real life? How we can apply the theory of probability that that can numerically express the occurrence of certain event and happening of particular event when it is connotated or expressed numerically is called probability. Okay, we are very clear. But how we can apply this probability theory in our real life? Exactly. To forecast and anticipate the weather circumstances, weather conditions during the summer. Can anybody say in between 2 to 4 o'clock there will be a likelihood of occurrence of rain? Certainly no. but that can be happen during the month of August and September because that is rainy season. So keeping some experience, observations, some knowledge, based on certain probability theory, when there is a different kind of smell, when the sky becomes cloud and sun disappears, a kind of darkness happens and clouds are very close to the earth, then based on these theoretical connotations, theoretical framework, we can say that we can forecast the weather circumstances. Then in politics, which party is going to win? Who will be how people to vote? What is the trend, polling trend, and making analysis of politics decisions, etc. We that those are based on theory of probability. Accident prone areas, generally traffic police and some government authorities, even some people also say that that particular place is a accident prone place. How can you say? There is a probability. What is the probability? For last few months, we have seen that more accidents are taking in that particular place only than any other place. So that is generally what you can say, take care of that place. That is more accident prone. It's a probability likely to happen so. So that to anticipate the accident prone areas and to lottery tickets, which number is going to win the prize next time, and what is the probability of getting this number this time, a kind of calculation. And based on the principles of permutations and combinations, we can anticipate the number that occur, the event that occur in even lottery tickets case. Playing cards is very familiar game. When people used to play cards, they never throw the card easily to the next person because they can anticipate. They can make a study himself that whether that fellow hold this colored card or numbered card or not, whether it dropped previously, whether a card that I would like to drop is used to him or not. That can be anticipated with the probability theory. And in insurance companies, to design to calculate the claims, to make the premium amount, to compute and fix the premium amount, and spread of diseases. Generally, the environmentalists and doctors and health and medical people make that during the month of September or August 2nd and 3rd week, there's a possibility to spread of diseases like diarrhea, dengue, right? A typhoid kind things happens. How they can do it? They depend on the probability theory, and they can make a comparison between the present status with the previous one. So that information, that experience and observation supports it. So that we can make based on the probability theory. And batting average of a cricket, this is very familiar. What will be the batting average of the cricket when a team is playing at 30 overs? Let me say if the 30 overs, after completion of the 30 overs, the team has scored 150 runs. Then what will be the next average? At the time of 40 overs, how much? 45, how much? So based on the previous average, they can add the future averages that we will see on the screen also. If they hit 5 runs for every over, their score will be 200 at the 40th over. And if they hit with 6 runs, that will be 240. If it is 7, 280. Like that, they can anticipate. And some many other real situations, circumstances, anticipation of the temperature of the body sometimes, and these things can be made is with the knowledge of the probability theory. So that, my dear student, today with this video lesson we have learned about the probability and different important terms like playing cards, dice, tossing a coin, colored balls, etc. That are used very familiar in probability theory we have learned. And what is permutation and combination? What are the features of permutation and combination? How to calculate the permutations and combinations formulas like permutations is equal to NPR is equal to n factorial by n minus r factorial, and to compute the combination NCR is equal to n factorial by n minus r factorial into r factorial, and how to solve them and attribute and supply the things, substituting the things we learned, and some exercises also we have taken. And at last, what is the use of probability in our real life is also learned. By this, we can conclude the today's session. Thank you very much.